When we go back to the first update that we filmed, you talked about how you wanted to take an idea that was really interesting mechanically and you just want to make it beautiful. How did you arrive at what this is the final product and there's just a mess of other concepts and prototypes? How did you arrive at what's the final product of this?
It was a quite long journey. At the beginning it was you already saw the first prototype from Adam, from the concept designer. I really like it from the beginning because the simplicity of this game is totally different from other games on the market, because you have a lot of games with in the fantasy genre, a lot of games with zombies, miniatures, a lot of things. Everything is with some creatures, but the minimalistic design, which is pure and without any decorative design, it's quite hard to find. So it was the reason why I was quite impressed by this simple design, and I said, yes, we can do it really. We can do a really nice and beautiful game.
Mm-hmm. I think the main difference between the first one and all the other ones is that they're in 3D, whereas this isn't. Why why did you feel the need to go 3D?
Can you put this piece into this puzzle?
I think I see where you're going with this. I can't really fit it, but yeah, it's a bit fidgety.
Yeah, actually, you don't know if it fits because it's still you can put it on the card. So the first goal of the design was to make it more user friendly. Sure. To find some pieces which you can put into the puzzle easily and without any worries that during the game you just hit the card and everything broke on the table. We started with the early design of cards to find some shape or some 3D objects which you can fill with the pieces. That was one of the first design on laser cut, but it was like too small, and still it was like that it doesn't work because one thing you want to put in and other put out from the card. So we tried something else that it's on the card, but still it's you see what you have to do on the card. It is not really visible, but how to play the puzzle.
It was at this point that you decided to work with somebody rather than do it in-house?
Not yet, but it's not far from this point, because we want to find someone who is really experienced in product design, and I made small research between my friends from graphic designers and other artists to find someone who is really product designer, not only the visual designer. And we found Jaroslav Jurica, and he's living in Brno, which is great because he was here in Brno, and the work with someone on the place is much easier because you can work with him in daily basis. And he was the guy who made the first prototype of the game in this shape. This is the first prototype in the final shape, but it's really different from the final shape. That these puzzles looks quite similar in some way, but they are really different in the production value.
We'll definitely talk about the materials and the sort of the genesis of these individual pieces later on in further updates. I wanted to ask more generally about why you feel that the visual element elevates the gameplay so much. Why you feel that it's so important.
I think that every game is not only the game based on rules and based on experience with the mechanic, but also with the components from the game. That you really need to enjoy also the components in the game which you are handling during all the game. That you are using a lot of stuff in every game. You have a lot of I don't know, miniatures or cubes or I don't know, coins. Some kind of, the Monopoly, for example, that you are using money, and this is really different when you have the real money or coins and the money from the game, which are papers, and this is some kind of shitty paper, so it's you don't want to pay with these papers. You really need money, and when you have coins, yes, I have coins, I'm rich and I can do something. So it's really different when you have components which you can identify with. And in this game, it was like you need something like components which are easy to fill into the puzzles, and they rest in the puzzle during your turn. And that you need something which is, I'll say, visually very nice, and the puzzle is black and white. So we decided to make all these pieces really colorful, and now it looks like a small toy that everyone on the table wants to, something tactile that I want to play with. So that was the reason why I think that the visual design and also the product design is almost on the same level like mechanics, that it has to be in balance, that you want to enjoy everything in the game.
Is that the reason why you go through the pain of creating even prototypes that are really, really detailed and probably quite painful to make?
Yes, because when you are preparing new game, a lot of people make only data for the manufacturer, for the factory. So they produce something which, for example, use this paper, use these colors, and make it like any other game. But when you want to do something which is not on the market normally, you need your own experience, I think. And also when you want something special, and I think that this game is special in the production quality, you need real prototype to give them the prototype and said, we need it like this, nothing else. We really need this production quality. So please make the calculation based on this prototype. And it's different. I think that in the results, we can talk about the cards, about the puzzles later, but there is 9 layers different, and it's really complicated type of product.